Certain cars define the genre that they're sold in, whereas the Subaru Outback is the genre. So if you're the kind of lifestyle dedicated enthusiast that loves the idea of a go anywhere, do anything, jacked up estate car, then this literally is the daddy. This is the car that started it all off. Some cars have off-road pretensions, whereas this is the real deal. Thanks to 213mm ground clearance, these smart bodyside claddings and symmetrical permanent all-wheel drive, this car, whether it's a muddy ravine or just a festival field, will make sure that you get home on time. And that's before we talk about the 2 tons of towing capacity, which will make short work of your horse box, your caravan or your boat. And what I'm standing next to is probably one of the safest cars on sale anywhere in the world today. So we have a lot to talk about. Let's go on a tour. When you sit inside the Outback, it really feels like the range topper that it is. There's an awful lot of sound insulation in here, so it's very flat, very calming, very quiet. And everywhere you look, it's soft touch. So all the door cards, the dash, it's covered in this beautiful stitching. Everything is soft and squidgy and expensive feeling. And then these fatigue reducing seats, very ergonomic. Both the driver and the passenger both have 8-way electrical adjustment. They all have heated seats, even the entry-level car. And you sit here blissfully comfortable looking at this hand-stitched wheel with all your controls on. This is a very nice place to be. Now this model, the middle one in the range, is called the Field, and as the name suggests, it's quite at home in the country. So these seats are actually made of a synthetic leather. And the beauty of that is, if you've just come in for a muddy hike, you can just wipe them down. And it really is a wonderful place to do long journeys, starting from the perfect position of the cup holders. And if you want a bigger drink, you can put a full bottle in the door, up to the 11.6-inch touchscreen, which of course has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, so all of your apps and nav are up there, a touch away. Also here are your dual zone climate controls. Now you can use the swanky sliders and all the newfangled stuff, but if like me you prefer a good old-fashioned up and down, hotter or colder button, you've got the best of both worlds here. So at a glance, even if you've never driven this car before, you'll know how to adjust the heating, and in the modern day and age, that's very unusual. Safety is the watchword with the Outback, and it all starts here with the driver monitoring system. So if you are driving along, you should be looking at the road, and if for any reason you look out the window, you talk to your passenger, you're distracted, this will very politely tell you off and make sure your focus is quite rightly dead ahead. Subarus have always been about usable traction no matter where you are, and the X-Mode system allows you to tailor the throttle, braking and all-wheel drive system to suit the conditions you're driving in. So a quick press of the button gives you either snow and dirt, or if it's worse than that, deep snow and mud, and you'll be on your way in seconds. Another great feature is the SI drive, and that will tailor the engine and gearbox characteristics to the way that you want to drive. So sports or intelligent, depending on what the day requires. Whichever Outback you choose, they all have this same wonderful 2.5 litre engine, the flat 4-boxer that Subaru is famed for, sitting nice and low and very far back in the engine bay, giving you perfect weight distribution and brilliant road holding. Each one is linked to the Lineartronic gearbox with the flappy paddle shift, so if you want to swap manually, you can. It's just a very nice way to travel. Now I promised you that the Outback was one of the safest cars on sale, and that's because the latest eyesight system literally sets the industry benchmark in terms of safety. And that includes adaptive cruise control, emergency lane keep assist, lane centering function and departure warning, lead vehicle start alert, pre-collision braking and throttle management, autonomous emergency steering, an intelligent speed limiter, and even traffic sign recognition. And if that wasn't enough, this is a vehicle that can even see behind it, with blind spot monitoring, lane change assist, rear cross traffic alert, and even reverse automatic braking, which could save you from inadvertently parking into a bollard. Of course, the reason we all buy an Outback is because we've got stuff to shift. Could be a mountain bike, could be your daughter's university dorm contents, or it might be the precious family dog. Whatever it is, with 561 litres, it's probably going to go inside. And if I fold down the rear seats, which I can do at the flick of a switch, I've got almost double the space. And once you've filled that cavernous boot, up on the roof you go. You've got these fixed roof bars on the Field, and on the Touring, switchable roof bars, which means you can carry anything, anywhere. So there you go. As ever, the Outback beautifully answers the question, how do you move 5 people, 2 dogs and several mountain bikes in comfort and luxury, between 2 points on the map, even if those 2 points aren't connected by a road. If that sounds like the kind of car you'd like to drive, head over to your local Subaru dealer and book yourself a test drive. And if you're wondering how I know so much about the Outback, it's because I actually went and bought one for my family with my own money at retail. That's all you need to know.